Hi, today we'll be working through a strumming pattern in 4/4 incorporating alternate bass lines. It's the foundation for songs such as Walk the Line by Johnny Cash. The rhythm itself is quite straightforward, but to get the technique smooth takes a little bit of practice. I'm going to begin with an easy version and I'm going to make it progressively more difficult as the lesson goes on. I'll be using the chords D, A and E, and we're going to put those together in a short chord progression at the ends to practice. Here we go. Starting with the A chord. We play the thumb on the A string, which is the root note of the chord, and then the fingers strum downwards or flick downwards on the remaining strings of the chord. So we've got the thumb on the A string down, the fingers flick down. The thumb then comes up to the E string to play the fifth of the chord, and the fingers flick down again on the same strings. We're going to play that 4 times, so the thumb will be playing the 1, fingers and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And the next chord we move on to is the D for our 4-string chord. The thumb will play the D string and the fingers will flick down on the remaining strings. The thumb will then come up to play the A, which is the 5th of the chord, and the fingers will flick down again on the same strings. Again we count, thumb 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we then come up to the A, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the third chord is the E, our 6-string chord. For the E, the thumb plays the E string to play the root note, and the fingers flick down the remaining strings. The thumb then comes down to play the A, which is playing currently a B on the 2nd fret, which plays the 5th of the E chord. And we count again the same as the other chords, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and putting those together in a sequence. We begin with the A, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and move to D, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, move to A, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, move to E, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a little bit quicker. Now to practice this technique, you can repeat the chord sequence around and around. To evolve this in complexity, we're going to add an up strum. So we have this. What we're aiming for with the down and the up is to play them at the same volume and pressure on the strings. It's often felt easier to play a down strum. It's a lot more relaxed and natural. The up strums, often people find are a bit abrasive and get stuck on the strings, but you can train yourself to play with less pressure. So have a play around with that and make that feel as natural as the down strum. So we just begin by practicing getting a nice even down up. See if you can do it nice and light. It will help you to build control over the strings. Once you feel like you've got a little bit of a handle on that, we're going to add the thumb in to play the bass line. So we're on the A chord. Stay on that one chord to practice it before you rush to move on to the D. We're going to play through the chord sequence now with the down ups. A, D, A, The main thing to do is practice that sequence at a slow speed until you can play it evenly. Today's lesson will serve you well, adding to your stock of strumming techniques and rhythms. You'll hear it in country, blues, folk. It's a good bouncy rhythm, so you can take strumming techniques that you already use and put this in place of them, and it will bring the energy to a song. I hope you've enjoyed today's lesson and you're making good progress. As ever, keep practicing. While your guitar's out, why don't you have a go at this tutorial here? I'll see you next time.